A strange noblewoman arrives in a remote mountain village claiming that one of 5 youths is the reincarnation of an ancient power. Hello, everyone. I'm Steve from Valhartv, and today I'll be reviewing The Wheel of Time, Episode 1. Now, this is an Amazon original show that I'm a little behind on, so I do apologize. I'm going to get all 3 episode reviews out this week before the 4th episode comes out on Friday. So The Wheel of Time is based off of Robert Jordan's book series, and it follows 4 youths on a journey to find out who is the reborn dragon. So all of these lives end up colliding and mingling together on an epic journey. I've never actually read the Wheel of Time books, but I heard that they're pretty good. And they are some of the best-selling books out there as well. So I'm kind of very interested to see where this is going to go as the show keeps going. So we have Rosamund Pike, who plays Moraine. And she opens the episode up with a monologue of what happened to the world before what we get thrust into. So it's really kind of neat, you know. And then she goes through and then talks about the dragon being reborn because a man was born back, I think it's 3,000 years before all this takes place, who had the ability to tap into the One's power and use magic. And man basically was arrogant enough to think that they could contain evil itself and lock it away. And that's what destroyed the world. And then she goes into talking about how the dragon has been reborn and that they need to find the dragon before the evil one does. So the whole monologue in the beginning is really kind of trying to set up the lore of the world a little bit. So, and I still thought it was kind of cool. I did like it. And the Aes Sedai, Sedai is what I think it is. I'm mispronouncing it, so I do apologize. The Aes Sedai are an order of magic-wielding women, and they're really the only ones who can wield magic safely in this world because of the fact that man was corrupted by the evil one. So we get a little backstory on them as well. And then we get thrust right into Moraine going to a remote village trying to find this reborn dragon. And there's five kids in this village that could potentially be the one, even though she can't really tell who it is. And she goes there with her bodyguard Lane. And I'm going to say this right now, the settings, the sets for this look amazing. This remote mountain village looks really good in this. All the settings for this show have looked good so far, especially in this episode with everything looking like it's been rebuilt. It's all medieval style, so we can only imagine what 3,000 years ago looked like, and we do get a glimpse of that as they do like an overview shot of like ancient cities. So I really actually liked all of that as well in this. And this is where we get introduced to Egwene, Rand, Perrin, Mat, and I'm not sure if I can pronounce this name right. Nynaeve? Sorry, again, apologize. And we get, and so we really get introduced to these kids, and we get to see that Rand and Egwene are kind of, well, they love each other. They're into each other, but she makes a decision that Rand doesn't really approve of. So I really thought that was kind of interesting. But then we get to this really beautiful Feast of Lights in this, which is basically a festival to help their loved ones' spirits come back to them. So I thought this was really good. And of course, the whole time, Moraine is going around being all super weird and mysterious, trying to figure out which one of these kids is the one, is the chosen one. And like during the Feast of Lights, this is where everything goes wrong, and we get this really epic, not really, kind of an epic battle in this little town called Two Rivers. And the end of the episode, we end up getting another monologue from Moraine about legends turning into myths and people forgetting about things. So we really get some really good stuff in this episode. The pacing is a little off to me because it slows down, but then it speeds up, slows down, and speeds up. Because it's trying to find its pace. But the pacing wasn't really that bad. It's more of a little nitpick than anything because they're trying to throw a whole bunch of stuff at you in the first episode so they can continue forward with the plot. And we get some really cool CGI effects during the battle at the Two Rivers Village again. We get to see Moraine is surrounded by swirling magic, and she's using it to help defend the village and things like that. And she really pretty much, like in this part, she was really good. Rosamund Pike was really good in this episode, but she really is the established character right from the beginning. So that's kind of why I liked her a little more, because the kids kind of get thrown into you towards the end of the hour, and then we start trying to get to know them more and more, and we see some of them are good kids. I mean, generally they all are, except for we get Matt, who's more of a thief because he's trying to provide for his family and things. So his is more like he doesn't, you get to know him more as the episodes go along. But yeah, he's the guy that isn't very reliable compared to the rest of them. You get that impression of him right off the bat when we first get introduced to all these kids. And again, so we get some really good CGI. We get some good environments too. Like the sets I thought were really good looking. The village was great. The acting, had no issues with that. The acting was good. So this episode was about setting up the story and introducing the characters. It also sets up a little of the backstory and history of the world that we're thrust into. And we also get to find out who can wield magic safely, who can't. So I would give this episode at least a 7 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. This wasn't a bad episode. It was a good start to a show that I hope is actually going to be really good, because I would like to see this go along with what the books are. Seeing how I've never read the books, and I know a couple people who have. So I'm interested to find out what they think about this show as well. But if you guys like what I do, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Take care for now, everyone.